Cold, dark, quiet, but for the wind. 4 degrees in the thermometer, the kind of cold most people in Wisconsin spend the whole day avoiding. Most mornings, I don't want to leave my bed either, but today was different. Today, I was up before the alarm, eager to step out into another universe. A colder one. An unforgiving one. Because today was day 1. 17 weeks until the Eau Claire Marathon. 26.2 miles waiting for me on May 3rd. I don't negotiate with myself after the fact. The deal's been made. January 1st. Day 1. Five minutes before I stepped outside, I was in here. 200 pounds on the scale, the barbell loaded heavy, the same body about to run here in the basement of a gym, finishing the other half of January 1st. Now, here's what most marathon docs won't tell you. I walk around at 182. That's running weight. Lean enough to fly, light enough that my knees forgive me. I refuse to live that way year-round, because I'm a lifter, always have been. There's something about putting real weight on a barbell that nothing else in the world feels like, and I'm not giving up that to be fast. So every fall, I bulk, eat hard, lift heavy, and try to iron plate my legs. Add 15 to 20 pounds of muscle, most of it in the lower body. Quads especially, because of what nobody trains for, the downhills. A marathon's 20,000 braking actions on the way down. Every step downhill, your quad's the only thing that keeps your knee from blowing out. Most runners don't think about that until mile 20, when their legs are gone and they don't know why. I think about it in October while I'm on the bulk, while I'm in the basement gym of my apartment complex in Waukesha, squatting 300 pounds with the heat cranked, building the legs that I'm going to need on May 3rd. I built 200 pounds on purpose. Now, I had 17 weeks to lose 18 of them, without losing what mattered, that lean muscle mass. And while all of that was happening, there was a second life running in parallel. 2 years deep at Memrit, East Coast sales. I sell laboratory equipment to pharma, biotech research, education, big ticket items, big buildings, big names, Harvard, MIT, Rutgers. A normal week on the road looks like this. Fly Monday, fly home Friday, hotel coffee, Uber to a skyscraper, 40 floors up, walk into a room of strangers, walk out with a deal. On paper, that's the hard part of my life. On the ground, it isn't. The hard part's the long run I'm trying to fit in between the red eye and the Tuesday meeting. The hard part's Maria texting me goodnight from a different time zone. The hard part's the hotel gym at 5 a.m. Treadmill set to 7.5% incline with the Dexcom on my arm screaming at me through my shirt while a guy in slacks walks in to do bicep curls. 3 sports, running in one body, a career that won't pause for any of them. 17 weeks until Eau Claire. Eight weeks in, the system started taking. 200 pounds became 195, 195 became 190, 190 became 187. Pound by pound, the body letting go of what it didn't need anymore via controlled caloric deficit and hitting my macros on a daily basis. I could feel it everywhere. Mile splits dropping without me trying, hills feeling shorter, the quads I built in the fall, still there, but lighter to carry. Treadmill half marathon on a random Saturday morning while March Madness played in a gym in the TV. Houston was looking like a national champ that day. I was looking at a finish time I hadn't seen in over a year. I stepped off the treadmill that morning, walked to the locker room, and looked at myself in the mirror. There was the runner. The system was working. I run alone most days, but not all of them. Maria runs too, and Frame Park's our spot. Hundreds of miles logged down there together. This block, she was building towards her own half marathon in Milwaukee 2 weeks before Eau Claire. Different distances, same training arc, Same chicken and rice meal prep, same shows on the couch, same Sunday long run. I missed her on every flight. I want to be honest about what this looked like in the middle. Some weeks the system worked. Some weeks it felt like it didn't. There were Tuesdays I'd lace up for an easy 6 and my legs felt like they belonged to someone 50 pounds heavier than me. The mass I'd built in the fall, supposed to be converting, just sitting on my body like wet sand. I'd run through it anyways, but it wasn't always fun. Some runs I'd shorten, some runs I'd shut it down at mile 3 and walk home. And underlying all of it, the thing that doesn't take a training block off, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at 17 years old and got a pancreas that quit on me. Mile 2, sometimes sugar's dropping. Mile 4, the Dexcom's screaming at you that you got an urgent low incoming. You slam a full Gatorade, your stomach's hurting, it'll just spike your blood sugar, you have to take some more insulin, crash again. And the cycle repeats. It's called riding the roller coaster, and it's never fun when you're trying to focus on a hard training block. On the long runs, my brain goes quiet. You can't yell at yourself for 3 hours. You'd burn out before mile 6. So I think about who I am and who I want to be. Same guy who walks alone into the 40th floor sales call with strangers. Same guy who stood at the start of 7 of these. Same guy, different uniform. There's a long descent behind my apartment in Waukesha, steeper than anything Eau Claire would throw at me. In January, that hill made my quads scream halfway down. By April, my legs went down it like brakes on a brand new truck. That hill was the proof. The bulk had paid off. The cut had paid off. The system had paid off. If I had to give you one image from this whole training block, not a finish line, not a PR, not a podium, just a guy lacing his shoes, that's the whole sport. Nobody's asking you to be fast. They're asking you to start. They're asking you to give your best effort. I don't believe in the right time. Every season of life is hard. There's just more hard and less hard. Your best bet's starting today. At some point in every training block, somebody asks me why. Why marathons? Why not stop at half? Why not just lift since you love lifting? Why not just be a normal 20-something with hobbies that don't take 17 weeks of your life, 20 pounds off your body, and stress your joints like that? And I never have a clean answer. Part of it's that I love it. I love running. I love the feeling of accomplishment. I love the challenge. I love the feeling of the energy coursing through my veins on race day morning and the incredible feeling of exhilaration of knowing who I am when I cross that finish line. There's just nothing like it. Part of it's the version of myself I find in a long run that I can't find anywhere else. But mostly it's this. There aren't a lot of things in life where you decide what you want, plan it out for 4 months, laser focus on it, and then you get to find out on one single morning in real time whether you were right or wrong about who you said you were. You get to find out. Everything else in life has a gray area. A career has a gray area. A relationship has a gray area. Most goals you can move the goalposts on while you're chasing them. A marathon doesn't let you do that. The clock starts. 26.2 miles later, the clock stops. Whether or not you pass that finish line depends entirely on your planning, what you did in training, and your ability to manage the multiple stressors that are going to come up, not only for your body, but for your mind over the course of the 26.2 mile distance. Two weeks before race day, the Eau Claire Marathon posted me as one of their featured runners. I won't lie, that meant something. 2 weeks out from Eau Claire, the hardest part was already over. Now I just had to stay out of my own way. Hundreds of miles in my legs, 3 months of lifting, body built, system tested. Now the job was don't subtract. They call it the taper. Mileage drops, lifts go lighter, you sleep more, you eat more. Mine started in Boston. 8th trip out there for the same job, but this one was different. Thursday at noon I had an interview. Software 1, Milwaukee's 3rd Ward. Customer Success Manager. 2 days a week from home. I've been looking forward to it for months. I took the call from the hotel lobby. Crushed the role play. Walked outside, the harbor was right there waiting for me. 5 miles at sunset through the Boston downtown. 50 degrees. Pretty sure I ran past the spot where they dumped the tea. Got the offer 2 days later. I started on April 20th. It's going great so far. New job, better fit, same goal. 2 weeks out, with the job signed and the body lean, the only thing still in front of me was 26.2 miles. Drove up Saturday morning to watch my buddy John run in the 10K. 3 hours from Waukesha to Eau Claire. 17 weeks of work in the rear view. 26.2 miles in front of me. I've been to Eau Claire before a couple of times. It's a nice place. Small Wisconsin city tucked into the bend where 2 rivers meet. Tomorrow morning, gonna run a marathon on those river streets. I picked up my bib, checked out the course a little bit. You know, sometimes that can help. Gives your brain a little more to chew on the night before. Carb load dinner, lights out early. Race kit laid out in the bathroom. Nothing left to plan, nothing left to fix. Just a quiet room in Eau Claire, and one of the longest nights of the 17-week build. The alarm went off at 5 a.m. in the basement bedroom of John's house. Pitch black. I sat up and I took a breath. Don't get excited yet. It's gonna be a long day. Shower, shorts, shirt, hat, eye black on in the mirror. Chocolate chip protein at 5:30 in the morning. It's always hard to eat on race day. You eat anyway. Walked up to Phoenix Park with my crew, John on my left, Maria on my right. Confident. Stretched out, got loose. Final pictures, final goodbyes. There's a weight in the air after that last hug, the kind that doesn't need words. I walked away and didn't look back. Found my place in the corral. Thousands of people who showed up to find out who they were over 26.2 miles. The national anthem played. Never broke eye contact with the start line. Swaying, back and forth, dripping with energy.
And the Trailblazers are away.
Three words on a loop. It's just pain. It's just pain. It's just pain. The gun went off. I crossed the line, and it was on. Mile 1, 8:20. Mile 2, 8:33. Mile 3, 8:55. The plan was to stay under 10-minute miles. I was a minute 40 under that already, and I felt strong. I felt prepared. I felt like the engine I'd been building all winter was finally on the road. There's an early hill, just past the 5K mark, that drags most runners. I climbed it smiling, feeling the squats I'd done in that apartment gym in Waukesha showing up in real time. Lifetime 10K PR. I was flying. The first 10K was the best I'd ever run. Lifetime PR, flying. Then mile 9, a flutter in my right calf. I stopped dead, took my hat off, swung it in the air. Any athlete knows what the feeling is. I had 17 miles left. I wrote a new plan in the course. Called Maria. She'd meet me at mile 12. I slowed down, stayed moving. Relentless forward momentum. I wasn't going to let early calf cramps stop me today.
Cramping pretty good. Mile 14. Let's get it though.
Mile 17. John on the side of the road. Phone up. Listen to this.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
I'm gonna do this.
Let's go, baby.
I refused to look as tired as I felt. A few minutes in the grass. Electrolytes down. Calves loose. Back on the course. Feeling strong for now. Mile 18. Just get to 20. Mile 20. Green Gatorade. Maria waiting at 23.5. The pain from here is hard to describe. You don't fight it. You let it wrap around you.
Barstow Block Party, not bad.
Mile 26. Let's go. The final mile of a marathon is the only mile that you don't have to convince yourself to run. You're going to finish. You know it now. So you spend it thinking about how you got here. The snow. The barbell loaded up. The hotel rooms. The treadmill nights. The Boston Harbor. Frame Park with Maria. The descent in Waukesha that finally felt easy. The work shows up. I pointed to my hat. It's just pain. High-fived the race director coming into the chute. My calf nearly buckled one final time. The announcer said whoa into the mic. Poetic ending to the fight.
Congratulations. Whoop, keep moving.
I crossed. Strong. Satisfied. Having done what I came to do. Same guy who stood in the snow. Same guy who put 200 pounds on a barbell. Same guy who logged every mile between then and now. The deal's been paid in full. On to the next one.